This is the interview show, the UniWeb's interview show.
Go! You didn't do anything?
I'm sorry.
This is the second time today. Emma Briedis, welcome to the UniWeb's interview show. Thanks for coming on.
Well, thanks so much for having me.
You're welcome. And of course, everyone knows me, John Bon Jovi. Matt Whiteside, your host. We're here today with Emma Briedis. She's graciously decided to come on and join us. Emma, what's going on with you, girl?
Not a whole lot. My book's coming out soon.
Not a whole lot. My book's coming out soon. Come on. That sounds like a big deal.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
Okay, so you just wrote a book. How long did it take you to write the book?
Well, it took me about 6 months to write the book. And then I kind of went through a period where I edited it with a professional editor. And then that took a lot of months because I had to cut about 36,000 words from the manuscript because it was so long.
Holy cow. How long was it?
It was about 140,000 words.
Oh, so, wow.
And
was that like 500 pages or something?
Oh, no. It's 440 pages now at 100.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
How many of the pages were pictures of things?
None.
No pictures?
No pictures.
No pictures?
No.
Oh, God. That's incredible. You really are a writer then, huh? You weren't just joking around.
No, I'm not. I'm not joking around.
Okay, good. So what's the name of the book?
It's called Where Demons Dance.
Where Demons Dance?
Yeah.
Awesome. So what's it about?
So it takes place in 1874. So
okay.
it kind of converges around three different storylines that kind of intertwine. One girl is searching for what happened to her real parents because she knows the man who claims to be her father is not. Another is a young woman. Her husband has just been murdered.
Can you speak up a little bit?
Sure. Sorry.
That's okay.
Another one is a young lady finds her husband dead, and he's been shot in the head. So she's searching for.
It's the worst place to get shot.
Yeah, it's true. Well,
There's
and anyway, the third one is a young boy. He is trapped inside of a house, and he doesn't know the way out, and he can't seem to find his way out. And so these three plot lines kind of all intertwine together.
They converge.
Yeah, they converge.
Okay, so it's a third-person views, like narration kind of deal.
Yeah, third person.
Where you jump. Okay, very cool. And so, what was the inspiration for the book?
Honestly, I actually before writing this book, I had written a historical fiction novel based around the Great Chicago Fire, which was a murder mystery. And then I loved writing it so much that I just went, let's do another one.
So you do a lot of research for your books, or if it's historical fiction, I guess you have to read about the stuff.
It's true.
Wait, there was a fire in Chicago?
Well, this Where Demons Dance is not about the Great Chicago Fire, but
no, this is the other book, the other one.
Yeah, but there was a Great Chicago Fire. Yeah. But yeah, I do a lot of research. I read multiple books. I couldn't actually, because the story takes place in Where Demons Dance. The story takes place in Utah. I couldn't actually go to Utah, but I tried to get pretty much everything I could possibly could in replace of that, like pictures, maps,
Google Earth.
Yeah, Google Earth. Yeah, just reading the history behind it. And also, I got the opportunity to work in a 19th century museum where you actually, it's called a living history museum, where you actually like you wear the clothing that they would wear in that time period, and you actually like live out like how people would live in that time period.
So you went to a museum.
I
How
worked
long were you? You worked there. Oh,
Yeah.
so okay. I was gonna say they made you wear stuff. How long did they make you stay at the museum?
So I worked.
Well, that sounds cool. It's like the movie night at the museum.
You know, a little bit, kind of.
Yeah, it sounds almost exactly like it.
Yeah.
It sounds like a really fun job. So you're a big history buff then.
Yeah, I love history. Love it.
What is your favorite story from history?
Well, I guess I've always loved like war history. I really like growing up. I did a lot of research on like the Civil War, World War II. World War II is a lot in my family history. So,
Okay.
also, I mean, Revolutionary War. I guess those are the big ones. But I really like the 1800s. That's probably. I don't have a specific.
What is it about the 1800s that interests you so much?
Well, I think the thing about it is that people, it was advanced enough that it wasn't like it wasn't like it was advanced enough that people weren't.
It wasn't like the Flintstones kind of.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
Like people were dying before they reached 10.
They were like, yeah, dying from hangnails and
Yeah.
Sneezing too hard.
Right, exactly. So it's like it was advanced enough that you could live a full life, but it was not yet advanced enough that it was still like a simple life. So like people lived, rather simple lives, but they were like peaceful lives.
Like Amish people.
Yeah, pretty much like Amish people.
I've seen a lot of Amish romance books out recently. I didn't know there was such a huge market for it. Have you seen these?
I have seen a few of them. One of my sisters used to love to read them, so I never saw these.
I don't know. It seems strange, right?
Yeah.
I guess those Amish are romantic folks. They got nothing better to do. Build barns and go on hot, sexy dates.
Well, you got to get married before you're 18 so that you can have all the...
Don't they do like binding or something like that, where they like tie each other to a board?
Oh, you mean the...
I read that in a book. Is that...
or
they tie a board between them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It's weird.
I heard that's the really strict Amish.
Strict Amish, like I can't remember what it was called, but they put planks of wood between them, and then they wrap themselves. They lay on top of the pieces of wood, and then they tie themselves around it, and so they can't touch necessarily, right? You know what I'm talking about?
I thought it was just that they put the board in between them so that they couldn't. I don't know.
This is all stuff I learned from a book. It was a fantasy book about witches, so
All right.
I shouldn't get all my historical information from fantasy books.
Right.
Probably not doing too good of a job. So you've got this book. When's it coming out? The Where Demons Dance?
March 4th.
March 4th. Are you self-publishing it? Do you have a publisher? What are you doing?
Well, I established my own independent press, so I am self-published.
Very cool. What's the press called? The publishing company called?
It's Silver Hammer Press.
Very Thor-esque. Where'd you come up with the name Silver Hammer?
Well, it's actually a funny story. One of my best friends, he actually no longer is alive. He was a blacksmith, and I kind of he well, he was one of my best friends, and one of the things like one of the only things he ever gave me was a copy of the Beatles' Abbey Road, and I really love the Beatles, and
Okay.
actually it's based off both Beatles and my friend because he was a blacksmith. Obviously he used hammers, but it's also based off of Maxwell's book.
It's off of what? Sorry, the volume's cutting out.
Sorry. It's also off of the Beatles song Maxwell's Silver Hammer.
Okay.
So it's kind of a mixture of both.
I got you. So it's an homage to your best friend.
Yeah, it is.
That's beautiful. And how long or when did you establish the publishing company?
It was like in October of last year. Just recently.
That's very cool. So you excited to have all your books in print?
I'm so excited. It's high time.
Well, so March 4th you'll have Where Demons Dance will be in print, right?
Yeah.
Where will it be available?
Sorry. It's going to be, pretty much everywhere online. I'm looking to get how I can get it into bookstores, but it'll be on Amazon, and I'm publishing it through Art as well. So it'll be on Barnes & Noble and iTunes and Kobo and Graphic Digital and all those places.
So anywhere you could ever imagine buying a book.
Pretty much.
So that's interesting. So how do you go about establishing your own press, and then and then how do you go about like using that to get your book into so many different venues? Because I self-published through KDP, and that's obviously I can only use that on Amazon for like a certain period of time, and then I have to do something and switch it. But like, how did you come about this route?
Well, the thing about establishing your own press is actually it's very similar to self-publishing. It's just that you're doing it under a different name than like yourself. So
you just like incorporating basically?
Yeah, because it's an LLC. So I had just established an LLC. That's basically what I did, and then everything's just published under that. I'm publishing it through. It'll be on KDP
as well, right?
Yeah. So
how'd you get into the other stuff as well?
Oh, you just upload it.
What?
Yeah.
On a computer? What do you mean? You just upload it? There's got to be more. No? That's it.
I haven't gone about that. I haven't gone up to that point exactly yet.
I guess you would, because it's not out yet.
Well, not exactly yet, because the KDP, it has to be 90 days. It has to be in KDP.
That's right.
I have to wait for it before I can be uploading.
Do you have it? What's it called? Ready for pre-order on KDP, or is it up for pre-order? Like, so people can go on right now and pre-order it if they wanted to?
Not yet.
No? Okay. I was just curious. Cool. So that's not the only book you've written, though. Like you said, you wrote one about the Chicago fires, 1860, and you've written, what, 4 other ones?
Yes.
Yeah. So what are those bad boys doing? when are they set to come out?
That's to be decided. Okay. It takes a lot of work to get one book out, so.
Yeah, so those are just going to be works in progress for now?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for now.
Are they all pretty much done? Like, if you've written pretty much everything, you're just in the editing process, or are some of them still?
Oh, they're all done. they just need to be edited.
Wow. And you have a person who does your editing for you?
I do, yeah. Actually, her name's Brooke Matterford of Wordhawk Editing.
Okay, awesome. I wish I would have had that when I first self-published mine. I just kind of I did it myself, and I'm not the best at editing, apparently. But I gave it a real shot. But now I have somebody I'm going to use for editing. So I didn't realize how important it was. You know, when you go into it, it's like I was so excited about writing a book.
Yeah.
That it was like I was just amazed that I actually did it.
Right.
So if it said there, THERE, and it was supposed to be THEIR, I was like, they'll figure it out.
Oh no.
Yeah. So what kind of I ask everybody this question because I'm really interested to know the why behind why they write. What is it that made you into a writer, or made you want to write?
A couple things, actually. When I was 13, I was always a really big reader when I was a kid. I read a lot. When I was 13, I read Les Miserables, and I just loved that book. Like, loved it so much. And I remember after I finished it, I just was like, I gotta do this for myself. I gotta try. I gotta write my own book.
When you were 13?
When I was 13.
Wow. Okay.
That was when I wrote my first book. Was at 13. And
wow.
So, yeah. But writing for me has always been like an escape. I mean,
Yeah.
I think a lot of people say that. But it really, I mean, you know, whenever something bad happens, you can always escape through writing.
Oh yeah. It's total therapy for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can lose have you had those times where you'll just be writing and then you look up and it's like 3 or 4 hours later and you're just like, what?
Yeah.
I know writing's like time traveling.
Only unfortunately I can't go back.
Yeah, there's can't go back in time. You can always
Right.
hit backspace though if you wrote something really ridiculous. What was your book about when you were 13?
It was this little medieval romance about a knight that like goes off to war, and like there's like problems that go on at the castle while he's away.
Oh, sounds adorable. How long was it?
I was about 30,000 words.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
You were a very studious young lady.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's impressive. My stories as a child were like a couple sentences. I was really good at haikus because there wasn't a lot of writing involved. It's the best at haikus. So what kind of I asked this to everybody too. What kind of legacy are you looking to leave with your writing? Like if your book was the only book somebody got to read, like what would the message be that you want them to? What kind of voice are you trying to leave behind?
I just want people to feel like they're understood.
Like they're understood?
Yeah, like they're understood. Like I want them to feel like they're not alone. So, you know, if they read my writing and they're finally like, it's something to relate to, just something that's like, wow, like even on a deeper level, like something like I'm not the only one who feels this way, or I'm not the only one who thinks this way, or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so important that we have a chance through writing to be able to share our stories because it really is. And I've been talking. It's like been I mean, this is just a theme with writing, I guess, but it's something that's been on me all day long about how we all have this story that's so important for us to share. And it's the reason why I do this too, is because I think everyone has an incredible story that needs to be heard, you know, and needs to be shared because there's somebody out there that can relate to it, that needs to relate to it, so they don't feel alone. And it's such a powerful thing to be able to do through writing.
Yeah, definitely. I agree.
Good. You better. Okay, so I am interested in the where demons dance, because, and I'm interested in one part. You talked about this kid that's trapped in a house.
Yeah.
And is it a big house?
It's a very big house.
Okay, so is it like a is that is it like some kind of labyrinth type house?
It's
Without giving things away.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. Yeah.
Okay, so it is like it's not like an ordinary house.
No.
Okay, good, because if this kid was just like trapped inside an ordinary house,
No.
it's gonna be like really bad for that kid. He can't get out. Fantastic. Cool. So, inspirations growing up. Who was your favorite author?
Oh, that would be Ray Bradbury.
Ray Bradbury. I've
Yeah.
heard that name twice now. And the past week of doing these interviews, apparently he's been a pretty influential guy.
Oh, he's fantastic. Have you read any of it?
No, I mean I've heard of him. I just haven't read.
Oh,
I can't read. I just write. I no.
well, the only way you get better at writing is by reading.
Oh yeah. No, I love to read. I loved reading as a little kid. Here's what I would do. All right, I'm getting all over the place. Here's what I would do. When I was a kid, I would go to the library. I would get the biggest book I could find, and I would go and check it out. And then I would look into the book, not being able to read the words because they were way too big for me. I'd look at it, and then I'd stare off very thoughtfully into space. And then I'd look back at the book because I love the idea of reading. I was just very terrible at it.
Oh no.
But yeah, so I didn't really get into reading until I was like 13. When I was, I guess no, maybe because Harry Potter was like the first series of books that I actually ever, and I was in 8th grade, and that's what kind of turned me on to like, I want to do this. It was just like you said, I want to help people, like, because it was like an escape from reality. It was so nice to have that, you know. I read. I'm very well read now.
Well, I highly recommend Ray Bradbury.
What book?
Fahrenheit 451 is one.
Oh, I've read that. They made me read in high school. I didn't know that was Ray. I didn't know that was Ray Bradbury.
Well, another one is Something Wicked This Way Comes.
Okay, I haven't read that one either. But
That was fantastic.
that's a song in the Harry Potter movie.
Well, that's a quote from Shakespeare.
Oh, see, you're you know these things. I have no clue. I'm glad that we're having this conversation because I'm learning a lot. This is why I don't talk to people who know about history. Because I look the fool. So I asked this question to some people too, because I'm always interested to know their thoughts on it. If your main character, it sounds like you have 3 main characters.
3 main characters, yeah. So
if your 3 main characters, what would their spirit animals be?
Oh my gosh, this is a hard question. Oh.
Yeah, I got some hard questions.
Okay. All right. Spirit animal. All right. Well, Penelope, the woman whose husband's her murdered.
Mm-hmm.
I guess they would be a horse.
A horse, okay. Is she fast?
I would say more like wild.
Okay, wild. A wild horse, got it. Stallion.
Stallion. Yeah.
Okay.
The second girl, her name's Ava. the girl who's like searching. I guess I I would I picture her more as like 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 a bird. I can't really see what kind of bird.
Is she very flighty?
Uh,
Does she have light bones? Is she a worm eater?
I don't know about that. Um,
What kind of bird are we talking here?
I guess
Small or big?
it's like a small bird, like a robin.
Nice, a red robin.
Yeah, like a red robin.
So she's vibrant.
Yep, she's vibrant.
Okay. All right. I'm just getting these. Okay. Great.
Right. And then Lawrence, who's the boy trapped in the house. Oh my word. This is a very difficult question.
It's what I do. This is the UniWeb interview show. It's very serious business.
I would. I'm thinking about this way too hard.
When you think of Lawrence, first animal that pops into your brain.
I guess.
Whom?
Rob. You know what? I'm gonna have to say like a sheep.
A what?
A sheep. I don't. That is the
A
first.
sheep?
Yeah.
Aw, this guy sounds like a loser.
He's not a loser.
He's covered in wool. Why would he be a sheep? Is he well, he's a kid, right?
Well, he's younger. He's supposed to be like 18.
Okay. So he's an 18-year-old. Well, you're pretty impressionable at that age. Is that what you mean by sheep?
Yeah, he's supposed to be impressionable. He's supposed to be, I guess, weak.
Hmm.
So,
I bet he's not that way later on in the story, though.
you never know.
You never know. Character development. The sheep becomes the lion. That's awesome. So we got a horse, we got a red robin, and we got a sheep. We can start a pretty crappy zoo.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I'm not feeling it. That zoo won't do well. No, but it sounds really cool. I've never asked anybody that question, so.
Oh, I guess I'm your guinea pig.
Yeah, you did good though. I mean, spirit animals are tough.
That was very difficult.
What would your spirit animal be?
My spirit animal, probably be like, I guess, like a beaver.
Beaver? Did you say a beaver?
You know what? Scratch that. Don't put that in there.
This is all going on. There is no editing involved in this. Why a beaver?
You know, you said the first animal that popped into your head. That was the first animal that popped into my head.
Where do you? Well, hold on. This might be just because of where you live. Where do you live? Are you
I'm in
somewhere
Wisconsin.
beavers? Where?
Wisconsin?
Wisconsin. They're the Badgers, so that's close.
Oh yeah, we do. I think we do have beavers, but they're kind of I don't know. We have woodchucks, but what's your spirit animal?
My spirit animal is a silverback gorilla
Okay.
for
well,
obvious reasons. My real spirit animal is like a golden retriever because I'm very friendly. I like naps. I like to eat table scraps.
All right. All right.
So I'm very friendly. Good with kids, you know. I like to believe myself to be a silverback gorilla because they're cool. They run things, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
But
Or you got it figured out.
oh yeah, this is. Sometimes I spend days thinking about this. Draw pictures of my silverback gorilla.
Yeah.
Are you gonna draw a picture of? Oh, I'm not even gonna ask the question. Never mind. I wouldn't have sounded right. So, well, Emma, sounds like you got a lot of cool stuff going on. The book, Where Demons Dance, out March 4th. We can get it on Amazon, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a blog?
I do.
Okay. What's the name of the blog?
Well, that's just my website at elbreedis.com.
elbreedis.com. Okay, I'm gonna link that in the description along with I'm gonna link that. What I was gonna ask? What's on the blog? What are you writing about on a regular basis?
I guess I write about writing, the writing process, short stories, excerpts, poems, that kind of thing. It's a blog. It's about writing in general, but
Okay. The process of writing.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I'll link that along with the name of your book and anything else you want me to link to the video.
I can let you know about when my book goes on pre-order. I'm still working that out because of my ebook. So
I know I'm doing it like you have to submit a draft for a certain period of time before. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the stage I'm in.
I feel you. No, I understand. I know there's a lot of indie authors out there that get it too, so that's no problem. As soon as you do, like I can still like link a picture. I think you have a picture of it on your website, and if I link everybody to your website, they'll be able to go from there too, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll be over.
Okay, Emma, what would you like to leave us with?
I don't know. I mean, just thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate this opportunity. It's been great talking to you.
It is an amazing opportunity. The entire world watches this. Everyone in the universe. They all know Emma Briedis, the beaver.
One day. Oh, yes. Thank you.
Hey, they're tough creatures. I don't know if you know a lot about beavers, but they're real go-getters. I think you are too, Emma.
Thank you.
I had such a great time talking to you. Thank you for teaching me about Shakespeare. That apparently Chicago burned down in the 1800s, 1860.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
All right.
I feel like I've learned so much. Oh, Ray Bradbury. I actually have read some of his work. I've learned it. Have you watched the show Fahrenheit 451?
I know. I didn't know that there was one.
Yeah, they have a show on HBO, I think. Yeah, or Netflix or something. So you have to check it out. I think it's, I don't know. I haven't watched it, but I figured you might be interested. All right. Well, thank you so much again for joining UniWeb interview show.
Thank
with
you.
Your host, Matt Whiteside, the glamorous silverback gorilla. We'll talk to you later, okay?
All right. Sounds good.
Yo, let me ask you a question. You like this video? Huh? Huh? You like it? Was it good? Was it good? If you did like it, please subscribe. Thanks.